never walk this road, then you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. About to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. What's up, birthday boy? What's going on?
Man, you know, I'm here, man. Young.
How old did you, how old?
68.
68 years
old.
old.
Can you believe that?
Man.
68 years old. I'm the one that people say, oh, when I was going gangster as a teenager.
Did you say gangster last?
Yeah, when I gangster as
okay.
Man. That's a new word, man. Gangsterism. When I gangster as the street, man, they said you ain't gonna live to see 18, 21. Then I'm in penitentiary. They said you ain't gonna make it out of here. You ain't gonna never see the streets again. Everybody was saying, I'm 68, bro. And look at me. Young, handsome, pretty, still got my 20 looks. Come on, man. I got a little gray here and there, but I can dye that shit, man. I'm still like I'm 30 or 20 or something, man. But 68 years old.
68. It's
and
a
I
blessing.
made it through 40 years imprisonment and all that shit I went through and I fighting and shit. My whole life. And most of my hood cats, man, they dead, bro. They dead. Still in penitentiary, going through penitentiary shit. You know, there's a couple of them I've seen, man, that never went back. But I'm like the last man standing, man, out of my hood, man.
Well, I'm glad you had a good birthday.
Man, I had a wonderful birthday, man. It was nice, man. It was nice. So.
We're gonna get right into it today. Man, how good of a shooter are those guards in the towers in the prison? Because I seen where a guy asked me a question I didn't know, but are they like trained snipers from the military or what?
No, these is people, country ass people, man. They usually build in prisons in an area way deep in the mountains in the country where really the only job in that area is the penitentiary. And them farmers, they hunters and shit, man. These are motherfuckers that cannot shoot a sniper. A hunter cannot shoot a sniper, the right hunter. And so...
Come on now, Fleece.
Yeah, a hunter, man, a hunter.
A military sniper? A military trained sniper?
I would take a hunter over a military sniper.
You crazy.
And they practice like military snipers, only thing they go on is range, right? Like they can shoot you at a certain like 2-3 miles. You give and we don't have them rifles where you can just buy them in the store, right? But with the rifles that they got and the distance that they can shoot at, yeah, these hunters, man, they were.
I just don't think you know no better, but go ahead.
Yeah. I imagine these people are skilled, man. The most skilled hunters, man, they are. These is people that do what snipers do, sit in one spot for a long time, man, and camouflage themselves and just sit there and wait. You know, keep their gun unexposed and all this shit, man, and take the shot, man.
Well, I heard of a man that took somebody hostage and they got hit. So what happened that day? You remember that?
Yeah, I was back in the 70s when I first went to Eddyville, man, as a child, man. They had this white dude, man. He was like, his name was Gerald something, and he had an altercation with the guards. You know, he was one of them type of Proud Boys. He's a racist, but he didn't like the guards, man. They were like police, and so he fought them. And he knocked 2 of them down, and he took off running and shit. And so they chased him, and he stopped at a spot where he had his weapon. And he grabbed a knife, and then another guard ran up on him. They went through a road. And he managed to get the guard in the neck hole and put the knife on him and stood him up. But they had him surrounded. I mean, you got walls, you ain't gonna get out of this, right, period. But he had a knife at his throat and him backed up. Now there's one guard, he was like 5 city blocks in a guard tower. 5 city blocks, picture that in your man. And this man is down there at the canteen with that knife at his throat like this. And they telling him to put the weapon down and all that. He said, he's making threats and shit, what he'll do if they don't back up and all that. So they backed up, cause they Gordon already told him on the walkie-talkie, I got the shot. So everybody backed away, right? They saw a dude that, just expose yourself just a little bit. Dude got you, man. And he just moved his head around, just tipped it around, man. That person had a knife, They said, what you say? He said, I said, boom. That shot came. Pinned his head up against that wall, man. Blowed his whole head off, man. And them guards at the prison, when they go through training like every month, and they, train them new ways to supervise this and that, but they gotta go target practice. So they know who's the best one they got in pistol or rifle. And so the best ones go in the top guard towers. Occasionally they'll put ladies in the guard tower to keep them off the yard if they're real pretty, cause it'll be some guards that want the ladies, but they know some inmate gonna end up with her, right? So they'll put her in the guard tower to keep away from the inmates, but doing certain uprising and shit, they put the best guards. They have at least 2 or 3 of the best guards in her, man. That's why they got guard towers inside the prison. So, one guard can walk around the prison and run his mouth to 200 inmates. Tell all of them, I want y'all to buy 50 to get into 50 land. I want to see 50 in this land, 50, and they'll do it. Because they want to go home. They don't want nobody taking their privileges, their TV and their radios and PlayStations and all this shit. Now somebody like me, they don't give a damn about going home, picking up time, going to the hole, or being punished, or having my privileges taken. I can sit there and say, when he hollered 50 in the line, I can say, man, go to hell. I ain't doing it. Yeah, I can tell him to go to hell, because, when you don't care, you can do that. But the prison, man, set up like, you got people, man, that they get locked up, and then when they see the way prison is, this is it. You finally in prison, then they gotta go through all them rules and regulations and all the crazy people in there, and then you got people that want to fight you, and you don't know if they gonna stab you or whatever, man. And then you can't deal with the time, so you get on medication, and you think you're gonna sleep your way through all this shit. And the medication you on it keeps increasing, man, from 600 milligrams to now you on 2,500 milligrams of Thorazine, and you gone. You gone. You through. You going crazy. You nuts now. So I was the type of person that I felt like, shit, before I go crazy, I'm gonna run a person crazy. It ain't gonna happen to me. I ain't taking no medicine, and I ain't gonna care about if I don't go home, I just don't go home. If they lock me up, put me in a hole, they just put me in a hole. When I proved that I didn't care about getting out, picking up tan didn't matter to me. Going to the hole didn't matter to me. And getting write-offs didn't matter to me. When I proved that 100%, I got so much respect, man.
So let me ask you a question. How did you deal with doing 40 years looking at the exact same thing every day?
It didn't bother me. Once, like I said, once I've convinced myself that I ain't getting out, and then now you gotta, then I got weed, whiskey, poker games. I got food. I'm running stores. I got everything I need and all my necessities. I got PlayStation, I got TV, I got ice cool, I got everything, man. So it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me no more. I didn't even want out. I ain't want out. I did not want out.
What small disagreement did you have with another inmate that blew up to be a big life-threatening event?
Shit. Practice, a lot of them, all my fights was like small at first, right? Like, dude, Donut, you know, he's a gangster out of Louisville, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about, he's a gangster, man. He lived that life. And so in prison, he had a reputation, man, as a killer. So over the years, down in Eddyville, there was a sissy down there named Cherry. And so he's going to move in. That's when they had double cells down there. See, I did away with the double cell shit, made them all single cells now. Mm-hmm. I did that shit with that lawsuit. But he gonna move in the cell with Cherry. And so I went in the shower and I seen that old sissy in there. He was about 50 years old, man. And they said he's rich. So I asked him, can I use his canteen card and go get me an ice cream? He said, yeah, because they said he like him young, man. He like him young boys and stuff.
Was you young at the time?
Yeah, I was young, man. And so, but I took his card and went and brought me a lot of groceries and brought him an ice cream.
Without asking him?
Yeah, fuck him. He's a sissy, man. So, the way I look at it, he's a sissy, man. He don't get no respect like that, man. And truck him. And so when we locked up, when they locked us all up for the day, I hollered at Donut, his man. I said, hey, Donut, you know I took your sissy's money, man. What do you think about that?
And you knew he was a killer?
Yeah. So he told me, he said, look, man, I know your whole family, I done been in your house. I done spoke to your mama and your daddy. You hang around my little brother Stingray, man. He said, man, miss me with that. I said, nigga, F you and your mammy. And when I say that, he ain't have nothing else to say. That used to be my worstest word, your mammy, right? You know. When they let us out to go to trial, I was getting a light off of somebody, and I turned around and he stole me right here. Right between the nose, man. At one leg, black both of my eyes. But the inmates broke it up. They said, man, the guard is coming on the walk, man. So we got to act like, the guard said, is there a problem? So we walked away like it wasn't none, right? You can't snitch, right? You can't hold your head up so the guard can see you done been hit. You know, that's like dry snitching. So, you know, everybody said, no, ain't no problem. So when I walked down the steps to come out of the cell house to go eat, he was standing in the corner, breathing hard. He said, you want some more? I said, yeah, I do. And this, ain't no sneak attack now, right? Man, I tore him up, man. I had him sitting on that motherfucking floor, bro. And I kicked him in the face. So, I went on the chow. I ate. And when I walked out, I went to the gym. And I was the first one in the gym that came out of the dining hall. I ate my food quick because I'm thinking, I know he's a killer.
Mm-hmm.
I knocked him down. I kicked him in the face, right? You can't whoop me, old man. And he runs in the gym with white boys and some niggas. A whole bunch of them, they had weapons, man. They was hollering, block it off, don't let him run. And I'm standing there like, they come to kill me. But look how they come, in a pack. Why couldn't you whoop me one-on-one, bruh? So I took my shirt off and did like that. My only thing was, I was going to, whip smack them and make them part. And I'm breaking up out of it. I know I'm going to get stabbed, right? But I'm trying to run to the hospital, right? And yeah, I'm going to get up through that. And so, but some guys that like me ran in there and they was hollering, no, don't do this, man. He's young, man. It's not worth all that, and all that. And so it didn't amount to nothing. But I'm still mad. Because one of the guys that was with him, I ain't like him anyway because he always stared at me and shit and said something smart to me. So when they broke this up right there before, while they still had their weapons, they said, everybody cool? I said, no. I said, what's this nigga got to do with it? And he said, who? I said, you. And so I followed him. And so I always stayed in stuff, man, and not growing out of that now, but I've been in a lot of life-threatening situations, man. I done been stole. I done had niggas steal me, man. I done been hit in the face, nigga weighing 300-something pounds, lifting 600 pounds, man, pop me right in the forehead, man. But I win my fights, man.
Who was the most craziest person in prison?
Me?
You said that before. Why you say it?
I was, man. There's nobody in that whole, and if you go, see, here's what gets me. You got Vlad TV. You got a lot of people want to get on TV, try to criticize me, all this shit, right?
Hold on. We're going to wait for this train to go.
Man, I can go on, man, but I'm going to bump that, man, because I want to talk about Crip Mac, man. I heard what you said about me on No Jumper, bro. See, let me tell you something, Crip Mac. It's something you don't understand. I'm cool with everybody. In my prison system, the Crips, the Bloods, the Gangster Disciples, the Viceroys, everything that was gang-related loved me, bro. They didn't go along with my lifestyle. Like, when I did that gay stuff, they like, come on, Fleece, man, you better than that, bro. But I used to tell them, man, look, bro, I'm not affiliated with y'all, man. I don't run in the gang. I don't have nobody to answer to. All y'all going home, I'm not going home. This is my home, prison. I'll be here for the rest of my life. And I'm going to do what I want to do. If y'all don't want to talk to me or whatever, man, y'all can go, just kill it right here, bro. But they all had love for me, man. And one thing they don't do that I respected out of the Crips, bro, they don't chalk walk. See, they Crip walk. Crips I know, they Crip walk. They don't chalk walk. In other words, they ain't chalk map. They don't let white people, they don't do the chalk map thing, go against their own kind for white people, man. I don't care how much they paying you. They not gonna do it. They don't, that's being the chalk mouth, man. And you don't even know me, and you think that you go on No Jumper And whatever they paid you, you know, they paid you. But, bro, I'm loved. Crips loves me. And every city I go through, man, I know the Crips, man, they crazy about me. And they happy that I done got myself together and I'm not into all that old penitentiary stuff no more, man. And they love that, man. They love that. They used to try to recruit me, bro. And the reason why was I was the most loyal person they ever ran into. I wasn't no rat. I did things that no people ever did. Like, for instance, Crip, man, have you ever drew down on the police on the street to make them unhandcuff one of your buddies? I have did that several times. I done rode through my city and not even know certain people and see the police have them handcuffed. And if it's just one police car and one police, I'll park that car, get out, draw on him, and make him unhandcuff him and handcuff the police, and we gone. I done did it. I in the penitentiary. The racist people in they had a white supremacist, man. He was head of all that. And they had him, he was dirty too. He had some stuff in his cocaine and stuff in his shoe, man. And his own crew was saying, he said, man, they locking me up, man. I'm hit. I kept in there saying I'm hit, man. And I knew he was dirty. I stepped down there and popped the go in the head, man. Threw the key to them, man. They handcuffed him. He got rid of stuff. And when I went to the hole, I get messages from your tell Fleece Johnson, man, that anything he needs, he gets, man. And so I done did favors for a lot of people. I done helped a lot of people. I done helped a lot of Crips. So for you to get on no jumper and let them white people get you to talk crazy about me, call me out of my name, all this old crazy stuff. Hey, bro, I'm not impressed. You know, it's chalk mouthing. You know, it ain't cripping. You know, Crips don't do that, man. You know. And the Crips I know, they'll check a person out, man. If you go through my prison system, my city, anywhere I done been where people actually know me, they'll tell you, man, he's cool as you ever run into, bro. Most loyal. Since I done been on the streets, man, I ain't in the streets no more, but I done got married and stuff. I done had Crips. I'm talking about, I ain't calling their name out. I done had Crips come to my house, bro, with bags of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, all this stuff, man. Wanting me back in the game, man. Telling me straight up, man, I don't trust none of these niggas in Louisville. You the only person in this city, bro, that I know is loyal. And I got heart, man. You know, so they like all that. And he wanted me back in.
Why are you explaining yourself to these people?
No, I just want, it ain't, I want, what they call him?
Crip Mac?
Crip Mac.
Yeah.
I want him to know, man, that I'm not even gonna take it as personal, man, cause you know you doing a chalk mouth thing, man. You know you chalk mouthing for the white man, bro. You know you know I don't know how you even call yourself a Crip, bro. And seriously, and you don't know me, man. I got Crips, man, that is see me so lower, man, in the cities I've been to, man, where they'll go against you, bro. Now, you might have Crips in your own city, man, that might ride with you, but overall, if you knew the things I done did and the people I done helped, man, and all this stuff on the real side, cause them people no jumper has never talked to anybody associated with me from the penitentiary system. Nobody. Go through that prison system and ask people about me, bro. I didn't have people, man. Have you ever made somebody's bond? Have you ever took care of somebody's kids and family while they locked up? I done did all that, bro. I ain't got no but good name on me. I ain't no rat. And I don't let white people cause me to go talk mouth, man. You know, I ain't got that slave mentality like you got, bro. Check yourself, man.
Hey, we got ran out of the studio because of the bands up there playing, but we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Peace.
Plan, and blade by blade the distance started drying up the land. 'Cause everything dies if you don't water it. Even love can fade slow. Takes time, takes hands, takes tending to help good things grow. You can't just leave it in the corner and hope one day it grows enough. Yeah, everything dies if you don't water it. Even love, so tough. Plan, and blade by blade the distance started drying up the land. 'Cause everything dies if you